You guys fire away. We'll open it up with questions.
Jimmy and Ben.
Just a couple of things. In the second quarter this year, you've outscored your first two opponents 21-0, 17-7. What do you see as the reason for that?
We've executed during the course of those quarters. It is something that, as a program, we talked about in our off-season, dating all the way back to January, just placing a point of emphasis on that. I know from you guys that our second quarter not being as good as it needed to be last year, there was a point of emphasis from you guys too. But our kids just executing.
And also, Alex Goley said he wants Tennessee's offense to be the best in the country. Would that be defined by points scored, total offense, or is there other criteria?
Defined by wins.
Josh, how would you assess the running game through 2 games?
I thought week 1 really solid. Last week, at times efficient, really good front and structurally what they did. At times last week there were some ways that we could have finished some blocks. That includes tight ends, includes skill guys out on the outside too that have an opportunity to create bigger plays than they were. We got to continue to get better in that area.
Vincent Austin.
I know it's only a 1-game sample for Joe Milton, but with practice and everything else, have you seen an improvement with him in running the football, some of those decisions and what he does with the football when he tucks it in?
Joe Milton?
Joe Milton, yes.
Missed the front end of it. You know, when he got an opportunity to play week 1, I thought he did some really good things in the run game. There's decisions that our quarterbacks are making on every play and you know, continuing down that path of being making the right decision, having your eyes on the right key, and taking care of the football is something that's, you know, a point of emphasis for him all off season, and something that we'll continue to stress. But we trust him in what we're doing.
I know we talked about earlier in the week some of the guys that played week 1 didn't play last week. I know this is another opportunity for some of those young guys. How do they earn it this week to be able to get on the field in games like next week? And then 2, players like Brandon Turnage, Christian Charles, what would you like to see out of them this week?
Yeah, guys earn it every week by what they do every single day, and you know, every game's going to unfold differently, and you know, you play the same opponent on the same day 10 different times. It's going to unfold differently every single time. So even though we may have plans going, you know, how you're attacking or how you rotate, some of those things change within the flow of the football game. So you know, guys have had a good week of practice, and hopefully we'll have opportunities to get a bunch of guys in here during the course of, you know, the beginning of the football game.
What about Charles and Turner? What would you like to see out of them this week?
They've had good practices, and expect those guys, when given the opportunity to play at a really high level. Expect those guys to be, you know, really good in the way that they finished their preparation here this afternoon and through the course of Friday and lead up of kickoff. Trust both of those guys.
On Monday, you made the comment that you didn't really like the preparation last week, and you thought that led to some inefficiencies. Have you felt better in that regard this week about the preparation?
Yeah, just on the offensive side of the ball, I didn't think our Friday was as clean as, you know, most of our Fridays are, and you know, there's some things early in the football game that showed up that way. So it's been a good week up until this point, and want to finish it the right way.
Hey, Coach, do you have an update on D. Williams and Juwan Mitchell, or a timeline of when they'll be able to play?
Hopeful that we'll have both of those guys on Saturday. We'll see, you know, tomorrow and Saturday where those guys are at and their availability for the football game.
Another question real quick. The goal is always to win, but against Akron, is there anything that you're looking from the team, either offense, defense, special teams, to build off of from last week or improve on?
Look at the college football scores across the country last week, and you can see that the goal needs to be to win first and foremost. I want to see our kids play smarter, more efficient, and play with relentless energy and passion during the course of the football game.
Obviously, you had some ups and downs in terms of special teams. What have you seen overall in terms of you guys correcting some of those things and being better? Coaches
and players together, starting with me, and you know, put our kids in a position to be successful. They got to go out and execute during the course of the football game too. We've continued to grow here in what we've done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and through today too, and you know, finish our on-field prep tomorrow. We got to be dialed into our assignments, handle their adjustments, communicate adjustments, you know, from coaching and to players when they're on the sidelines, and then go execute during the course of the game.
And what about Chase McGrath specifically? Made obviously that big long kick for you.
Yeah, he's been really solid, man. He's put him between the uprights and huge kick, tough situation. Went out there and drained it. You know, I didn't get him on the field real early. You know, I mean, they were a little bit not rushed, but there was some urgency that they had to have to get lined up and get ready. And snap, hold, and kick were as good as it gets.
Hey, Coach, I know it's Akron week, but just do you have a reaction to the sellout for the Florida game?
Don't.
Coach, with Jalen Wright having 2 fumbles in each of the first 2 games, do you have to continue to stress that with him, or does he kind of know the deal that he's just got to hold on to the football better?
Yeah, you guys have seen our practice. We start with ball security every single day, and you know, paying attention to the details of it, and you know, securing it will be critical for him. It's critical for us. The ball is everything, and we got to go get it when we don't have it. I'm talking about defensively, you know, special teams, and offensively when you got it, you got to take care of it with everything that you got. Expect him to do a much better job here as we go through the rest of the season.
To follow up on that, I mean, not that it's any excuse, but do you think the fact he was so limited in fall camp maybe has hurt that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. It's, you know, one of the things that you're concerned about as you get ready for a guy that hasn't had a bunch of physical contact during the course of the lead up until the first ball game. And you know, there's some things that we did in game week that, you know, a lot of our other skill guys didn't do, trying to help them prepare for it. But there's nothing real until it's live. But you know, he's played a lot of football for us and done a really good job of taking care of the football at times, and expect him to do that the rest of the way home.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.